Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Tell us about your book.
It's a horror book. It's all the good fun stuff.
It's good. I've read it. Well, I read a version of it, a previous version.
It was meant to be my little. It was almost just a writing exercise book. I was like, oh, I'll just do that really quickly, and now it's been 6 months.
It's good.
And I think by the time the changes I make of this one, there'll be 5 different drafts.
That's just writing a book, though, I guess, right? Like, there's always...
Yeah.
When you put that many words into a document, there's bound to be mistakes that need fixing, right?
Yeah, and just, like, you always need to do a few because with the writing style that I have, which is, I think the term is discovery writing, you go back in the second draft to add foreshadowing and add callbacks and to clean everything up and remove ideas that didn't develop and all that type of stuff. So...
Yeah, and, like... The fact that you can finish a book at all is very impressive. So
yeah, because this is my second one that I've written. This one is a prequel to that other one, and
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. The other one is like, because I'm surprised at how big this one ends up turning out.
Yeah, it's a full. It's like what, 200 pages, something like that.
It's 270 or something like that. The other one I've written is about 700 pages.
So many pages.
That's why I wrote this one, is because I couldn't be bothered to go back and do the second draft on that one.
Yeah, start manageable.
Which is what I've now done on that one, because it's taken me so long to get this one done. But the test copy got held hostage. I sent it to our previous address by accident.
I heard about that.
Yep. I went over and knocked on the door because I said that it got delivered. And this lady came to the door. I was like, "Hey, sorry, I sent this book to your address instead of mine." And she's like, "Sorry, I don't speak English." And I was like, "This has gotten a lot tougher."
How do I communicate to you that I have to break into your letterbox?
And the letterbox was locked, and she didn't have the key. Her husband had the key, who was at work.
No.
And she was very lovely. I was like, "I can come back tomorrow or something." And she was like, she got her daughter in who could speak English. She was like, "No, we'll bring it over to you tonight." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so lovely."
Aww.
And then 4 hours later than they were said they were going to be there, they turned up. So the entire time I was like, "Did my book just get stolen?"
My book that doesn't even exist yet? How could it get stolen when it doesn't exist?
Or the worst reality of I was thinking, it was like, did it not get delivered? Because it was being delivered by Aramax, and I hate Aramax. They're awful. So I was like, did they just say they delivered it and once again didn't deliver it? But no, it turned up. So it turned up last night. So the cover needs to be brightened, and because I want a matte cover, not a glossy.
The matte is so nice.
Yeah.
It's so it just feels much more better value.
Yeah.
So what's the pricing like once people, if people are going to go order it once it's out?
All different depending on region. So in America, I think it'll be like $16, $15, something like that. Australia, it'll be around $20. And then audiobooks will be the usual $1 or I think they're $13 if you buy an audiobook individually, but usually you just buy it with the credit, whatever. And I have no idea what ebook stuff will be like. Ebook will probably be the same price as an audiobook.
They're usually cheaper, I think. They're usually like $5. $5?
I know. I'll just price it standard that
I don't have
all
an
ebooks
e-reader.
are kind of priced. So maybe a bit less.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's Amazon books are concerningly cheap. Like
Yeah.
when you look at a book, like I did some online book shopping a while ago. I was like, I could get this book for $30 at a local bookshop or like 12 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Which is great, but also why is it so cheap?
yeah. Well, it's usually because Amazon has a better cut. So I'm going self-published. I spent about 6 months talking with agents and stuff with my previous book, and there was a lot of stuff that would have to be changed with my book. A lot of the swearing would have to be toned down. A lot of other stuff, and the industry is in a space where it doesn't particularly. If it wants horror, it wants it written by specific ethnic groups. It wants stories like Sinners, where it really is. It's a commentary on black culture and oppression, all that stuff, which isn't something that I can do, and isn't something I can really. It's also not something I'm interested in doing. I can't.
You nor should you, because you're not part of that group, right?
Yeah, but it's like I'm not interested in writing something that is designed to make agents or publishers feel cultured or feel like they're giving a voice to something. I want to write something that's kind of timeless and just exists as a story.
Yeah.
I don't have any interest in creating a period piece of what our interests are at any one time, or whatever group we think is important at one time.
At the moment, yeah.
I don't like buying into all that or like being involved in any of that. So
yeah,
I want to do some. I just like telling basic stories that would continue to be interesting and also aren't divisive in any way. No one, well, I suppose someone could be divisive on just the concept of horror itself. I know a lot of Christians that are like, I can't read. I couldn't read. Like, I know a lot of Christians and a lot of people who I see at church who are like, "You're writing horror books?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like." I've got it like in the first part. Because I was going to do a content warning. And I was like, content warning contains explicit violence, gore, swearing, and all the other fun stuff.
That's great. I don't know how much it's changed. Probably structurally, not very much since I've
added a few scenes. I've extended. I probably wrote in an extra 40 pages from what you saw because he read it when it was about 150 pages.
Yeah.
So not a heap has really changed with it, but it's just So as I was saying with publishing, if you're going with self-publishing, you get anywhere from 30 to 60% of the book commission, of the sale, which is fantastic compared to. So if I went with the agents who I was discussing with, I'd have to change a heap of stuff. Mm-hmm. Then, if I got with a publisher, I'm a no-name author or anything like that, I'd be getting about 8% of each individual book sales, and I'd still have to be doing all the marketing myself and all that. And then the agent would take 15% of my 8% as well.
Oh,
yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, so I'd be coming out from a book sale, I'd be coming out with maybe $1 per book. With this, I'm coming out with closer to $7 per book sale.
You'd probably make more money overall, though, because it's being shared by a big publisher.
So they're not doing any of the marketing or anything like that. They're getting into bookstores. Bookstores make up 30% of the market. Amazon makes
especially now.
Amazon makes up 70% of the market. You can go through different providers to get your books into Big W, Target, all those types of places separately as well. And you can go
and you can just do that if you're self-published.
You can also approach individual privately owned bookstores with a case of books and say, "Hey, can you
true.
display my book?" And most of them, especially if they're in the region that you live.
Yeah, and how cool to be like, walk into a bookshop and go, "Hey, can you sell my book? By the way, I live like 5 minutes away. Like I've written this and I'm local," and like that's really cool.
Yeah, and there's a capacity of that because also like there's a whole thing of I'm not particularly interested in the kind of author world or anything like that. Like I don't want to go to a local authors group or anything like that. I can't imagine anything worse.
It seems at least as pretentious as every other art form.
Especially when you're self-published, of just like, we're not in the same league. Yeah. This isn't the same world. I'm not going to play the game of trying to justify myself for the position of the publishing world either way. It's just a book. I don't care. I don't care about anything. I don't care about any movement, what other authors want or think. It's just books. I want to stay off all the social media stuff as much as I possibly can. I'm part of the stuff I have written at the back of the book is like trying to get people that have read it to share it on social media and all that. I do not,
so that you don't have to.
I do not want to be the guy pulling out my phone. "Hey guys, I've got a book. Yeah. Let me squish myself into any niche I possibly can." Because also, like, I'm trying to get into horror, which is a reasonably elitist community.
Because it's probably quite small, right? Which means
it's small, and it's people who have been watching horror and reading horror for decades, that have seen every idea. I would assume probably don't like the kind of Stephen King renaissance that happens from like 2016 onwards, that has brought all these new people into the world of horror, myself included.
True.
So there's probably a whole lot of old blood that doesn't like this, these new fandangled ideas.
These kids.
And then me coming in and being like, I'm not a big fan of most modern
I think you just have a different take on it.
Yeah, I write like I'm writing a movie. I write with movie pacing, movie speed, movie conversation, movie scene kind of structure stuff of just like, you read this in 2 days. Yeah. This isn't something like an 800-page crawl. Yeah. My other book is meant to be that because it's like a day in the life thing, where it's like you read a chapter a day and you're in that world for that day, same as the character is in that world for that day.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Cool.
I really enjoy it.
That's really cool.
So this is the last draft of it. You can see, so my wife, who is an English teacher, she's been going through and just highlighting, I'm not sure what you can see on this, but the final check of where commas should be and all that.
And you had a weird formatting thing where like you wrote it on an iPad and then all of the quotation marks are backwards now for some reason?
Yeah, the iPad does quotation marks just 2 straight lines, and that messes up when you move it into any other type of document, even though I'm writing on Google Doc in both, just on 2 different devices. But
that's really,
it's literally thrown off like 50. You can tell, literally, I opened up to a random page, and there it is.
Yeah.
And what I've discussed with her is basically whatever still has that, is something I haven't rewritten. That's
Yeah, 'cause
something
you fixed it in
that's
the
something
rewrite.
that's there from the original that hasn't needed to be changed. She's read like 20 pages, and apparently the first 5 were the only real rough ones, and it's gotten better and better.
Oh, that's good.
And she said she can tell what I've done in later drafts because they're just a little bit more confident.
Yeah, right.
Which is a part of me because I'm working through the second draft of my other book. And there's a part of me that as I go through, it's like, I probably could just rewrite this. And it'd take me probably 3 months, but I probably would have to do half as many drafts. I'm doing the second draft, then I've got 6
you
people.
might end up with a better end result because you're literally like doing it all a second time, having known the pitfalls of the story the first time.
Yeah, but it's like my strongest suit is dialogue. And as I'm reading through it, it's just like, the dialogue isn't exactly what I want. And it's like, I'd have to rewrite the entire scene to make the dialogue as tight as it is in this one. It's like,
maybe you just do that.
Yeah, just rewrite. I don't know.
Well, buy it when it comes out. It's called I Am Monster, right?
Yeah.
Yes, by Chester Lidden. It's good.
It's got a little thing through there. Don't look at it.
That won't be there. Don't worry. Thank you for watching this. I'm getting increasingly tired making videos every day, but I'm doing it. This video will be day 11 if I post it tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get like a couple more pre-recorded so that I can, because I've got some ideas for bigger videos. I'm like, oh man, if I had an extra hour today, I could do that, but I don't, and I have to make something. So if I can, pre-record some over the weekend, then maybe we can do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
Buy the book. Buy the book.